Okay, I think we are live. How is everyone doing on Sunday? This morning, we are checking some of the markets live, and we're going to go over how I'm reading the markets for this upcoming week. What are the things we want to pay attention to for this week? And ultimately, what are the tools that we're going to use for analyzing these deals? So happy Sunday. Good to see you. I see Taki Shah is here. How are you doing today? Um, so, the first thing I want to go over here in the first kind of impact for this week, you got to know there's huge moves that are happening in the market. If you miss them now, it's similar to not any video that's saying, like, don't miss this, you're going to retire broke, or those types of things. That's not my intention. But I will tell you that there are things that are happening right now in the markets that's now you have to pay attention. When new companies are developing new technologies and every company's investing more into them, you have to pay attention. When there's a rising increase in inflows into new markets that otherwise haven't existed, you have to pay attention. When it becomes easier than ever to analyze stocks in less time than we've ever seen, you have to pay attention. So, what I'm about to share with you guys here on this Sunday is how I approach the markets without having a lot of stress around missing opportunities and without having the fear of missing out, but identifying quality opportunities in companies that make sense. So let's jump into it. So the first thing we got going is some of the top tickers in the space. And what I want to walk you through here to start is there's a lot of investors that are trading noise. And I'm just going to show you some of my top positions through multiple markets and why we're following them. So hopefully you guys can hear me, see me okay. We're good here. We're live. We're good to go. And let's jump in. So there's a few different markets. And one of the top markets we've covered recently is going to be the quantum market. What's going on, David? And the quantum market is one of the markets we've been following since last year when now you're looking at these companies, they're about 10x where they were last year. So what are the top quantum companies? There's a lot of noise, there's a lot of hype, and there's also some risk rules that you'll want to apply. And so I'm just going to first tell you kind of the risk rules that I apply and the strategy. And then after that, I'm going to go into all the individual stocks. Okay, I think that's going to be the way. Actually, why don't I go into the individual stocks and then I'll tell you the approach and strategy because it's basically principle based and it's going to be applicable to every single position. Does that sound good? How many of you guys would like to go with that? You guys ready to jump into some companies? Comments in the chat if you're ready. Let's see what we got here. So is that okay? Can we start this live off? We'll go over some of the, the ways that we strategize. But let's go over what are the top tickers right now in each market that I'm following so that you can find some of those companies before they move, or maybe they've already moved, but you can see kind of the value to the marketplace. And then we'll go over the emotions, the discipline, all that. Does that sound good? Everybody cool with that? Good to go? All right. Let's do it. I see yes. I see a howdy. I'll take that as a yes. We'll jump in here. So, okay, first, let's go into quantum market. Very kind of more solid plays. Number one, I'm going to be looking at IonQ. This is a medium solid, so looking like one of the top quantum companies over the next 5-10 years. Then you got Rigetti stock. Okay, Rigetti is one of the top quantum companies I'm watching here over, again, next 5-10 years. And then D-Wave as well. D-Wave, QBTS. So those are kind of the medium pure play quantum stocks. The most solid longer term plays that you're virtually guaranteed returns would be the companies that are overarching the quantum market. So you'd be looking at, for example, Microsoft there in quantum. You'd be looking at Google. You'd be looking at NVIDIA. Okay, so those companies. You could also you could add in, you got Google, Microsoft. You could add in Amazon as well as IBM. So those are kind of the solid picks. And then in the quantum market, when we go into the shorter term, I guess, very speculative, high volatility, not fully developed, revenues not even there yet, I'd be looking at LAES as one of them, BTQ, definitely QUBT. These are like the very high risk companies in my eyes. But yeah, so that's kind of the quantum market as I see it. Chris says sure. All right, is it just a sure, Chris, or can we go with like yes, absolutely? Let's see what the top companies are in each market here for the upcoming week. Let's do it. Okay, and then before I move on to the next market, in currently all these companies, I don't have any short-term positions, but I do have long-term positions in IonQ, Rigetti. And when I say long-term positions, that means I'm buying, I'm holding. I have no regard for the noise, for the scarcity, the fear, or the hype that I would sell these shares. Does that make sense? So long-term, Rigetti. I'm in Microsoft, Google, NVIDIA, of course. And I'm not in IBM. Probably should be. It's just too slow for my liking. So those are the companies I'm in right now. Now, am I in D-Wave as well? Yeah, I do have a little bit of D-Wave. Okay. Next, and allocation-wise, each position under 5% of my portfolio. Okay. Next, yes, I'm absolutely so excited. Yay, says Chris. Let's go, Chris. Chris, I can match your energy there. I'm there with you on that one, man. Let's go. How about you guys? All right, next market. Which is the next market we go over as we continue? Again, what we can go over now is not the strategy. I'm talking about the top ticker symbols I'm following in each market. So the data that I'm focused on that's contributing to those decisions, I'll go over after. But I'll just jump through here. The next one, let's go with data center market. In the data center market, I'm looking at APLD. They're a top company. APLD is building data centers for top companies. So I got long-term positions there. I got long-term positions on BITF. They were a big Bitcoin miner company. They're pivoting to the AI. I got long-term positions on AMD. AMD is really doubling down on data centers. And I have some long-term positions over there on TSSI. Okay. I don't have IREN. I don't have CoreWeave. They could be classified as good long-term plays. So that's how that looks. In the shorter term trades, we have a trade going with APLD actually right now. We just entered on APLX in our daily live trading session this week, and we're up 25%. So we just jumped in there this week. So I do have a short-term trade running on APLX currently, and we've been in there since the beginning of this week in our live session in StockMe. Now, when it comes to the medium-term, high risk, or not as high risk, but looking good over the next few years, I think Wolf stock is one. IREN could be in that category as a good one. And ANET is actually more large cap. They're actually really doing well. Same thing with Broadcom. You could look at them, and AMD as those are more solid. But for medium term, that's how that looks. For very high risk ones, I probably wouldn't touch right now. I would not touch Veritone. I would not probably touch some of these companies. Let's see. I don't even know this one. DUT, I don't know. CoreWeave I'd touch. I like it. Yeah, that's about it. Data centers. Okay, next market. How many of you guys? All right, are we going to do the robotics market, or are we going to do the space tech market? Which one next? We did quantum. We did data centers. Are we going to do the robotics market, or are we going to do the space market next. Which one, guys? Let me know. Comment down below. Hey, Tammy. How are you doing? Good. Hey, I'm actually doing a live video right now. But can you send me a text? We could text. Okay, sounds good. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye. All right. So robotics. Taki says robotics. Robotics. Ah says robotics. Okay, let's jump in. Next one is robotics. Okay. Here are the companies that I'm holding in robotics. I'm holding Symbotic. This is a company that's doing all the robotics for the warehouses, optimizing and automating the AI-driven inventory, warehousing, even forklifting with robotics that find, move, and load commerce from the back end of Target, Walmart, Albertsons, and others into the trucks for e-commerce, or just organize them in general in their warehouse. They're a top robotics company. I'm holding them long term. I think they're good. Long term, I got some NVIDIA. I got I don't have ISRG, but I've heard that's a really good surgical robotic surgical company. I'm not holding them. Tesla, I got some Tesla. Serve Robotics, I do have some Serve Robotics. They're doing the delivery of food, and they're backed by Uber and NVIDIA and others. I like them. So those are my long-term picks. Medium term, from here, I think, or that I'm not in, ISRG is probably a good one. If you had to go super high risk companies that you would not want to cover in robotics, or that would be extremely high risk, I would say Rich Tech Robotics is one that I wouldn't, that is like very short term. TER is pretty short term, along with iRobot, definitely pretty volatile there and mostly depleted. So those are my robotics companies there. Yeah, Rich Tech personally, I think that's just extremely high risk because they haven't seen the real world usage kick in at all. Next, okay, so those are the top ones. And is there any other major markets I want to cover before we move on? AI in general or space tech? AI or space tech? Comment in the comment section and we'll jump into the next one. Okay. AI or space tech? Comment in the chat and let's choose the market that we believe will be the most valuable to go over first. Beautiful Sunday here. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. All right, space. Takish says AI, so we got a tie here. Who's going to be the tiebreaker in the comments? Defense, space tech. Oh, there it is. He came in with the space tech. All right, so space tech, and we'll get jumped in here. So for space tech, the top long-term plays that I'm personally holding and looking at into 2026 will include Rocket Lab, AMD, which they are technically in space as they work with Starlink for the chips, Lunar, LUNR, Redwire. Is there anything? Oh, Black Sky I'm holding, and AMTM. AMTM. Okay. Those are the long-term plays. What would be good plays, medium to long-term, that I don't hold? Probably you could look at Leidos as a top one, of course. They're big. Lockheed Martin, pretty good. Yeah, looks good. And then next, if we're looking at the top companies that are shorter term, higher risk, I would say you're looking at, let's see, ASTS. So they have the 5G cellular. Voyager, potentially. Planet Labs, for sure. And maybe Kratos. But ultimately, the super high risk ones I wouldn't touch probably. SPCE, Can almost remove it from my watch list just because they don't really make money. GSATs, ASTC, they're higher risk. Okay, cool. And next, are we gonna go? We'll do defense/AI tech. Let's do defense/AI. So, the AI defense companies here. The top AI defense companies I'm personally holding include CTM, Black Sky, AMTM, Redwire, and Big Bear. I'm not holding Palantir. I think they were a little overvalued. But yeah, next 5-10 years, those companies probably look pretty good. That's my AI defense list. You guys could also screenshot it if you want. I'll give you 5 seconds here on the screen before I continue. Sun Culp says defense, space tech. Yep. And so those are my top defense companies. Let's finally, we could do some more. We did quantum, but let's go into AI. All right. Long-term AI companies that I really like. You're definitely looking APLD, Big Bear AI. I think long-term, the ones that I actually hold. Let's see. Meta, Sound, SUON, AMD, Serve, CTM, Tesla, Taiwan Semi, Robinhood, Apple, Google, of course. You could do Microsoft, Nvidia, Oracle. I think IREN could be included there along with Symbotic. Those are kind of top AI drivers. Higher risk ones that I probably wouldn't touch, GFAI, SMR. It's cool. They're doing like the nuclear, but they're just pretty high leverage. GRRR, very, very high risk. Paladine, very, very high risk. I wouldn't see AUR. Oh, TSSI, I like that one. Probably on the medium term risk. C3 or that AI, just the AI ticker. I think that one's really only going up because of their ticker symbol. I don't think that's really too good of one. OPTT, higher risk. XTIA, I don't even know why that's on my list. Actually, I should probably remove that right now. Yeah, those look good. And let's see. Will, been subbed for around a year. Huge inspiration, man. Hey, appreciate it. I've seen your message before for sure, man. Appreciate you. Been watching energy transfer stocks. Think that might be the new push. Yeah, definitely. Like Meta's getting into it. Yeah, definitely. Pretty cool. Your opinion on you? I don't know that stock. I'm not really sure. But those are the ones that I'm holding and watching and trading. Are we doing any shorter term trades on these? We do have AMDL position. And then we were trading APLD. We got a short term position going there right now, bullish. But that's it. So we got to go over some top companies, in these different markets that we're holding. Now for the strategy. Now for the view into what we got going for the market approach for these companies, okay? And very simply, the number one approach in today's world, when things are easily manipulated online using social media, is we're not going to be following emotions. We don't follow the hype. And we're looking for data-driven approaches. So what does that look like? Basically 7 things. The first thing you got to validate is, first of all, that you actually like what the companies do. It will keep you way more interested if you actually enjoy looking at the companies, what they do. You're interested in their industry, what they do. Okay. Second, the market. You got to be in a market. If the market's tiny, it's not going to grow. And some people pick markets that are just way too small and there's just no big growth ahead of it. The third is going to be the real world usage / revenue verification of that market. So they might be in a good market, but is the company actually either generating revenue or building infrastructure or having their product getting out, serving the world right now? Number 4 is the verification or the analyzation of the financials. So looking at the financials, that includes, just taking a look. Just look at the financials. If they're negative net income, okay, that's okay, but look at the balance sheet. Do they have enough cash or do they have more liabilities? Okay, boom, you know that they're not probably a good play. So look at the financials, number 4. Number 5, look at the news and the fundamentals of their contracts and of their partnerships. So that's what we do for all of these. Now this applies short term, kind of. It does. It definitely does. But primarily for the just intrinsic verification of value. Number 6 is the charts. You're going to look at the charts, make sure that there's, maybe you're getting in at a good deal. Is it at a support level? Is it down maybe at the RSI and the MACD is looking more like a buy below, down here around a support? Is the trend upward, but you're buying near an upward in a rising support level? That's pretty good. And then number 6 is going to be the risk to reward. So does the risk, is it much lower than that of where you would expect the stock to go? And then number 7 is taking the action without taking the action with the without having to go take it confidently. We're taking the action without feeling like and kind of like getting into it, because if you have any doubt in your mind, there's no doubt that it won't go well. So I'd say get to a point where you feel confident in it. All right. So my top positions is, and what I'm holding into this year with that strategy, we definitely got APLD, we got BigBear.ai, we got some Quantum, some Rigetti, some AMD, some Google. We're holding into some space stocks like Redwire and Lunar and Rocket Lab, and we'll continue to hold those companies. But ultimately, the shorter term plays that we trade in those companies, like the APLD trade we were doing this past week, there is a few strategies, right? And this is going to apply to most shorter term trades for this upcoming or into the end of this year and into the next year. I would encourage you, have the discipline to, once you enter that trade, think about that risk to reward and think about the things that led those 7 steps I gave you leading up to that. Did you go through those 7 steps? You go through those 7 steps, you got a lot of probabilities working for your favor. Now there's more indicators you look for a shorter term trade. You might look at a dip that takes place primarily at market open. Have you ever seen how shorter term dips occur at market open much more than at other times? Look probably at market open. Look for clear support and resistance levels and identify the plan beforehand, so you have the risk management, so you can cut losses, so you see the momentum and what have you. So if everything that I just told you about investing, okay, was helpful, is there anything that you've thought about in trading and investing that has been wrong? I think that's really important, because what we go over almost shocks people. They say, wait, I thought it was just invest in what everybody's talking about. That's where you don't get consistent results, because you're drowning in the data or the information or the tools, right? You're drowning in the tools and the information if you're just doing what everybody's telling you. And this is kind of where I want to introduce to you guys the machine powered by prophecy. So the live positions we went over today and the transparency that I have with you guys around, how we do analysis and everything else, even if I gave you everything right in front of you, the question is, do you think it can work? Even if you tried everything and you've gone through those things and then it doesn't work once, and just think again, you might think I can't do it because it's hard or because it requires all those things. The problem, it's not you, it's just the system that you have to be able to execute it at a high level. So you don't need more noise, you just need more of a filter to apply these things. And so when we're talking about applying these things, there are some tools we've developed to do this. And I'm going to show you, you'll discover today how to use AI to analyze every asset in real time. And we're going to jump into it here. And if you follow this, I know that some of you guys, you watch the channel and you never see markets the same after you watch the channel. But if you follow this, you'll have a much stronger confidence about how you hold and how you know when to buy and when to sell. And it won't be based on a hype. It will be more based on the strategy, right? And so let's jump into it. So this is the Prophecy app, and this is the evolution of what we call the machine. And so I'm really excited to share with you. I'm actually going to just refresh the page and let me log out for a second so you can really get an idea of what, before we get into it. So our app here is where you view the future of stocks. And you can uncover the future of any stock according to the unified intelligence of the world's most advanced AI models. And so as you can see, we have the Grok model, we have GPT-4, we have Claude, we got Gemini. And I can actually type in a stock here and get an analysis very quickly. So I could search, for example, AMD, and that's my second projection. So we'll get into the app with the search. But before we do, the idea is for you to build your financial machine. This is the shift from like guessing to knowing. This is not something that, is all perfect sunshines and rainbows. Get this and you will have the answers to everything. That's not what I'm saying, but I will say you're going to see opportunity instantly by using this app. So how many of you guys want to see how the machine works? Comment ready. Open up the live chat, comment ready. And it's time to step up your investing game. Let's jump into it. So why should you listen to me about this? Well, I'll tell you what, when we're adding the most powerful AIs, Google, Gemini, or Grok, we wanted to be able to do the same thing that I do on a daily basis that's allowed us to have the returns of triple-digit percentages in multiple companies in 1 year. Like, how do we do that? And, we know how to do it. But while we have, 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, or we get to work with Robinhood, some of you guys have seen the Robinhood ads that they reached out. Do you know what they said to me when they reached out for the Robinhood ads that we ran in 2025? And then now I just flew to LA this last month, and it was really cool. We got to get there and film some ads for this upcoming year. So there's this whole new campaign with Robinhood. Why they reached out to me was because they were struck by our integrity and transparency around how we invest. And I see ready in the chat. I see Taki says ready. Ray says ready. Let's go. Play says ready. Let's go. And so when they reached out to me to film and do those ads, they said, it's because you aren't hyping up stocks and you're just functioning, or you're just displaying what the reality of the different companies is. And then people can make their own decisions. And I thought, hey, I appreciate that. And it's great that we can make this and then share it to thousands of people on YouTube. We have thousands of people that view our analysis of these different assets every day. But what if we could build an AI system for real traders and investors, not just theorists, that they can have the execution right in front of them every morning or every day. They wake up to deals. And so that's when we started to develop this. And we added all the best AI models. We continue to add the best AI models. And we paired the AI models, okay? This is where the paradigm shift starts. It's like Wall Street in your pocket. It's real-time financial data, and it saves you thousands of hours with thousands of real-time market news, technical data sources, and you can customize your layout. And so rather than doing charts in the past, no other company seems to be blending AI like this to do charts of the future. And so that's what we started doing. And we're democratizing Wall Street, and the same institutional grade tools that would be comparable to Goldman Sachs or BlackRock or State Street or JP Morgan, we're putting in your hands. And we're taking all the millions of data points that otherwise, if you want to run, you have to go get all these different data sources, run them. And that's, some of them aren't even easily accessible, which we've had trouble getting. Let me tell you, like, especially some of the sources in SEC and all that stuff, but we have it. And then you can just select the different AIs and run the AI with that data that we give it. Okay. And so we've gone beyond just the benchmarks and the Prophecy app. This is what it is. It started out as the machine, but what I realized was there's a few things. Number one, when we called it Mercatus, is what it was called, Mercatus. Okay, let's try something. Try and spell the word Mercatus in the chat right now. Comment the word Mercatus. It's okay if you're wrong. It's okay if you're right. Just comment the word Mercatus. Let's see how many people can type this correctly. It's going to be, again, Mercatus is the word. Go ahead, comment it in the chat, and let me see what you got. Do you have it in you to spell out the word Mercatus in the chat? Okay, we got one there, two. So Lasso sent it. Okay, Playboy Carlos sent it. You guys are creative. The first four are all different. Oh, okay. So this is actually, any more? Is there any more? Spell out the word Mercatus in the chat. Spell it like you mean it. Let's see if anybody else has them. This is funny because this is exactly what happened. So I'm in an elevator, and I'm here, and it comes from the Latin word market, and to be able to have a view of the market, Mercatus. It's a Latin root word for markets. And I will say that the first word, Mercatus, Mercatus, is right? But anyway, I'm in Latin America, and I go into an elevator. Literally, this is like the elevator story. And I'm talking with this he's actually an engineer because we met at the gym before, and he's here in Latin America because I'm visiting Buenos Aires. And he said, "Oh, what do you do?" I asked him what he did. He said, "Oh, he works at the government doing some coding, things like that." I said, "Oh yeah, I have a software company." He said, "Oh, that's cool." He said, "What's it called?" I said, "It's called Mercatus." He's like, "Oh, okay. And how is that spelled?" I'm like, "Oh, he's asking how it's spelled already. It's spelled like this." He's like, "Oh, I thought it would be spelled like that." And he's Latin. He doesn't know it, and he's Latin. Literally, it's a Latin root word. So I'm like, okay, we can't do that word. If I talk to Siri, if I talk to ChatGPT, it doesn't even know the word. So we changed the word, and I had to change it to something that made sense. First, I want it to feel like Stockmate. It's something that is built around your friend. It's something, it's someone. Stockmate is there for you to make things easier for you. And so I also wanted to kind of sound like what it does, which is bring you more profits. to increase your profits. And so I spent months thinking about this name, and I came up with all these different names like TradeLink and Investify and Quantify and Quants Pal and Quants Link and all these. And I'm like, okay, I can come up with this, but honestly, none of these hit for me. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, what if I just call it Profit Pal? And I'm like, okay, it's like, I don't like it because it sounds cheesy. And honestly, it's serious data. Like we're pulling stuff from, the best sources in the world for the best AI models in the world, and Profit Pal. I don't know about that. So I'm sitting there and literally months are going by and we're in beta and we're still just about to get out of beta. And I kind of walk you through that, right? But we're sitting there and I'm talking with my wife and I'm like, all right, what if we just call it something that sounds like profit, but also kind of gives you that feel of it's your friend and feels like it's going to help you with projecting the future. So, but you want it to feel kind of like still like an AI, because that's what it is. And I said, okay, let's do prophecy. And I told my wife, she said, oh my gosh, that's great. Prophecy. Oh, that sounds great. And then we checked, we searched, we checked. I talked to Siri, and it always recognized the name. I told someone in the street here, they said, oh yeah, oh, that sounds good. Prophecy app. Oh, no. So we figured it out, and it even sounds like prophecy. And so I'm very, very excited to share with you this app. Let's jump into what no other company is doing right now, which is blending the human ability of what I do in the markets every single day with the best AI models in the world. And let's jump into Prophecy app. So I'm going to click log in here. And I got my login all set up. And let's jump in. So your limitation might be here. I used to think this, I get it, that you can't use very high-tech tools. It's too techy, it's too hard. Some of you guys are thinking that. This works on desktop, it works on mobile. But I'll tell you that your limitation thinking that it's too complicated and this is actually your advantage, because this is meant to not make things more complicated. It's supposed to make the complicated simple. And so I can start off with a search of any assets. And while others are kind of chasing the different trends and figuring out what everybody's talking about on YouTube or whatever you have, I can actually choose the AI model I want. So Grok or OpenAI or Claude. And I saw someone just said BBAI up above. So let me search BBAI. And I just searched the company BBAI. And I can also say other things that are not related to the ticker symbol and talk with Prophecy, but I'm not going to do that right now. And I'm just going to click search. Are you guys ready? How many of you guys are ready? We're about to search a stock. Hit me with the word ready like you really mean it. Let's do it. Or comment the word prophecy. Playboy says, Carlos says, prophecy is sharp. I love it. I love it. So Ahmad says, there's an upcoming event for Big Bear AI. Okay. Yeah, so we're about to search Big Bear AI. Extraordinary shareholder meeting. Any idea what it's about? Sorry, just joined late. Well, we could find that out here with this search that I'm about to do. And on top of that, we just went over all the stocks we're watching for this end of this year that we're holding and that are shorter term plays that we have our eyes on and ones that we are staying away from at the beginning of this video. All right, I see the comment prophecy. All right, let's jump in. So you might not quit your job tomorrow. All right, you might not fire your boss tomorrow, but this could change everything. Let's do it. Boom, search is out. Wow, that was pretty quick. All right, so you're going to notice a few things here, okay? The first thing you're going to notice is that you have a future chart here. You got the model that we selected, okay? We selected Claude, and we have the company, Big Bear AI, and then you have the technical analysis here from Claude, and you have the future chart. So these are what we call widgets. They are these views that we can use to build and create our view of the stocks that we want to view. So I just viewed BigBear.ai in this case, and I could see a projection for this company over the next month according to Claude. Not only that, is I can look at the next month, I can look at the next day, I can even go to the next 6 months and see what the projections look like. But not just the projections. Like you can build freedom into 2026 by saving time on not having to go through all the technical analysis. So I can actually see the reasoning why the projection is what it is. What does the technical analysis look like? And then I could switch to a different model and see what OpenAI has to say, or Grok or Gemini has to say about the technical analysis or the fundamental analysis that's contributing to that projection. And not just that, I can see other things. I can see the top transactors. I can see which companies are buying and selling this company and what the AI thinks about the insider transactions or the institutional buying that's taking place. And I can do this for any stock with any model. So all we have to do is study the signals or have the AI study the signals for us. And the information asymmetry here, it equals opportunity, because basically I can click in and I can add another widget. And let's say that I wanted to say, okay, I see this, that's a lot of text for the technical analysis. Let me just get the view, like what's the nearest support and resistance? Can they give me that? Oh, look at that. So I can see over the next week, over the next month, where the nearest support level is according to the AI. Oh, it's at 576. That's the nearest support. I can see the nearest resistance level. Oh, that's where it is. And we have loads of tools like this for you to build your own view of the stocks. Now, Prophecy gives you an advantage because you can look at all of the different models at once. So I can actually, if I wanted to look at OpenAI, I could click into OpenAI. And then here we go. We get the analysis. Look at that. It's loaded up. OpenAI. And I could see the projections for what OpenAI has on this company. But what if I want to see all of them at once? We even have that feature, and we're rolling out a chart right now for this. So this feature is where you can actually see every projection for a company at once. So I could see OpenAI over the next day, Claude projected over the next day. What does Grok have to say about the next day projection? All these things. And I'm loading them up here. And it's taken some time, but we will get it and it will work at some point. So we just give it a second. But the goal is to be able to view all the models at once. There we go. We got Grok along with Claude. So Grok is bullish and they have a confidence score there. And so I can see, here's how you create your edge. You can see what all the models at once are projecting for a stock when they're considering, their technology from Grok or Claude or Gemini, but also they're considering the data that we give them, the technicals, the real-time data, all these things. One idea, one stock you search, and you can get all the models and their projections, and also the Prophecy projection from our platform is a consensus of all the models into one projection. So you can synthesize and then look at outliers and see which companies are outliers and which ones are not. And so you can see all of the projections. Now, we're just getting started. And I want to invite you to build a watch list here. You can go ahead and you can click AI and you can import a watch list or generate a watch list via AI. and just go find an image, or go take an image or a PDF of the watch list you got going in your brokerage, upload the image, and then very shortly it will add all the stocks into a watch list for you to see. And so look at that. I just added all these watch list stocks, and I can start an analysis on any company from here. So I could pull up APLD, go Grok, or not Grok, OpenAI, and yeah, let me pull in that future chart, APLD. That could be a little smoother if I could just search. There we go. There's our projections for the APLD. I got the analysis here. I can pull in my technical and fundamental analysis. I can pull in the news. So, okay, someone was talking earlier. They said, hey, what's going on with the Big Bear event that's happening right now? What's going on with that Big Bear event? Hey, let's go pull up Big Bear and let's see if we can find out. BBAI. Back to Big Bear AI. Can we see anything? Okay, it's not fully pulled, but we get some news around the market. We're getting there. And to be honest with you, we're still in beta. We just launched beta this last end of the summer. So we're just getting started. We're just in it right now. And so I want to invite you today to come join and not have so many tools. There's so many tools that waste your time. What if you can have your watch list 10 times faster, get the analysis from all the AIs and the best, latest models on any company or asset? 10x the speed, and it's one truth source. That's it. One dashboard for everything. So you got the AI, and we merged together the Grok, the OpenAI, Claude, and Gemini. And the AI layer merges them with the best data in the world. So if you want to go through the data, you can. We even have the widgets of the individual data. Most people don't want to. You could pull up the SEC filings. You can pull up the insider selling and buying and the 10Ks and the 10Q. You can pull it up. But you don't want to do that. Why make it complicated for yourself? Why not just have the AI do it for you? Jill's here. Jill's one of our users of Prophecy. She says, love Prophecy. I love that. So here's the mechanism, real-time market data. It's your brain, your second brain here. And there's no static data means you're not up to date in the market. And if you use OpenAI, what will it say? I don't have access to real-time data. If you use Grok, it will say, I don't have access to real-time data. These live signals are updated every second, and we feed them with new information every second. So you get to see the momentum in the markets and the projections from the models over the next hour, 4 hour, 1 month, what have you. From the models, and the results vary, you should be aware you may lose or gain more than demonstrated in these projections. Of course, there's no guarantee here of actual results, but I'll tell you that you can see the momentum before trends form, and you can react before the crowd. And then finally, you got the transparent data. We're not here to hide all of the data behind you. If you want to go look at the data in the background and see what the different sources are, you can go do that. We're not hiding anything here. Transparency is key. The other thing that we do is we keep color-coded the different watch lists. So you can see different companies. All the stocks are green right here. But when I'm looking at my stock list we just built here, you can see that they're all green. But there's also red. And so you can kind of get a better view into which stocks are moving. And then quickly, if you're confused about the movement, just select the AI model, get the analysis, and boom, you get clarity just like that. So the automation basically does it for you. You can build a watch list with AI. You can monitor it, have it update with real time, and that consistency with the automation and the playbooks that are built in and baked into the system, let the data make your decisions. And so the consistency that you have this, it's just going to, consistency here will create more freedom for you. And so I can have one page set up, or I can go and do another page. So if you've seen enough at this point and you want to join into Prophecy, there is a special offer for us. It's in the link in the description. And for Black Friday here, we have a sale for $200 off now is the code that you can use at checkout. And all you got to do, click the link below and go get access and start using some of these automations with the AI for any companies you want. Now, the other thing, again, I can create a new tab here on the right. I could click into and say, I want to see what insiders are doing or something. I just make an insiders tab. I get a blank view, and I can pull in the analysis here, and I can create a new view that is different. Maybe I want to see all the insider trading and institutional buying and selling that's going on, and get that analyzed by OpenAI or by Grok, and I'm done. Now, the question is, you see this, I just dropped the code there. When will you commit to getting these types of results? Well, you don't have to wait. All you have to do is click the link and use that code that I joined into the live chat for you, or posted in the live chat for you, to get access. And let's see what else we got. What you got here, all the companies. Can we try it with AUR? Of course. Let's do it. AUR. Aurora Innovation. Oh, let's take a look at it. Aurora Innovation, we got a quick view popped. Institutions have shown modest net buying activity in AUR. More buys than sells. For username PLZ844. You got Uber. Does it come with lifetime access? It comes with lifetime access to StockMate. It comes with lifetime access to StockMate. So you get our daily live trading sessions. The offer for this is that you get access for the next year. Now, here we are, PLZ, you got institutional buying, 10 buys versus 7. Insiders, let's take a look. Oh, it looks like there's some sells. More sells than buys. How are things looking here? Projections on OpenAI are fairly red over the next month and into the next year. What's contributing to that? Well, we can go back over to the other tab and see. Looks like maybe there was a death cross or something recently. 200-day, it just dropped below the 200-day moving average. That could be what's going on there. Let's see the fundamental analysis. And then let's also pull up all the models at once, and let's see what every model has to say about this. AH, or PLZ, I should say. Let's see what Gemini has to say and Prophecy. Let's see what they got. But yeah, so you're looking at here kind of in the near term, right? Next 4 hours or next day, it's fairly bearish. I could cross-reference this over in with all the models and see what every model has to say. Over the next day, you see a little bit of red here. CEO just bought some. Got it. 1 month, 3 month, 6 month. Ooh, fairly red. 1 year, fairly red on Claude and OpenAI. We'll see what Gemini says. Why is that? Well, you can see some of the analysis, and we could go search it up and really take a look inside of another platform if you want. Let's see, they were up 4% on Friday. Oh, it says it's not expected to go up until about April because of something they got going in their company, you're saying? Something's going on there. It's not letting me search. But yeah, so inside of Robinhood, they're having some issue or something. AUR. There you are. Yeah, so they just IPO'd is why, and then they're selling off. IPOs oftentimes are followed by big sell-offs. You can see that sell-off. They're very much downtrending. So it makes sense that if I'm looking at this chart, I'm very skeptical. We could take a look at the like how we normally analyze full on our own without AI. Oh, look at it. Negative net income of $200 million per quarter. They're losing $200 million a quarter. Balance sheet is all right, $2.5 billion, and they got an $8 billion market cap. Yeah, I mean, very negative net income. They're losing about $1 billion per year, and they only have about 2.5 billion. So yeah, I mean, financials, everything aside, maybe there's some information that you know about the company. But yeah, I mean, I would be fairly bearish on this stock. And if we go back to Prophecy, every model is pretty bearish over the next week. Let's see how the next 6 months look like. Grok and Gemini anticipate that over the next 6 months, they'll actually see some green. Interesting. Looks like maybe there's some strong accumulation from certain key players that it's accounting for, and that Gemini and Grok actually anticipate bullish momentum over the next year. But OpenAI was bearish, Claude was very bearish, and then they're all bearish into the next few months. Yeah, so maybe it's a long-term play. So that makes sense. They're more bullish on the long term, but on the short term, month to 3 months to 6 months, the average is negative according to Prophecy. So yeah, I think, like I said, I'm confident to share this with you. Now, here's the other thing. Every projection has a confidence score. So are you ready to act on this data? Yeah, maybe you're ready right now. You've seen all the projections on all the different time frames. Okay. But then, every investor, they take the time frames from the model. Great. That's all fine. But what if I want to see the best confidence score? Not only which time frame has the most confidence, but which confidence is most likely to be correct? Well, that's a pretty complicated and loaded question. Not only does which time frame has the confidence that they're all looking up at once, but which confidence, even aside from the percentage, is most likely to be correct? Wow, that's like double questioning the confidence scores. And so how do you deal with that? Well, guess what? That's the job of a quantum analysis. And so we just added, if you click this little blue dot, how many of you guys can see this? I can make it bigger if you want. Does everybody see my screen? We just added a blue dot here next to the projection time frame, that if you click that blue dot, it's a little blue quantum icon, that I can actually get quantum analysis from IonQ or Rigetti on the confidence scores that were given to us by the models, and I can click one. So do you see yourself using some quantum analysis in the future? Guess what? You can do it right now. I can click IonQ. Look at that. It's running the IonQ of all the confidence scores. Quantum enhanced analysis. Give it a second. Oh, the 1 year. It has the most confidence in the 1 year, according to Gemini. Now we're not there yet. Like I said, we're almost there. That 73% confidence on the 1 year time frame. But we're in the process of making it so that you could assess the confidence scores via IonQ or Rigetti. We could give Rigetti a shot. Let's see what Rigetti says if it says 1 year as well. Let's see. Yeah, okay. They both said 1 year. A lot of times they're pretty they're pretty closely knit. They have similar algorithms. Um, we're in the like I said, we're still in beta, but we're in the process of adding prophecy so you can get a confidence score analyzed by quantum analysis from all of the models at once. Yeah, so that's going to be massive. Very cool. Very cool. But for now, you can get projections from every single model simultaneously. You can actually do that, but you can't use the quantum analysis on every model's data simultaneously. That's going to take some extra work. We're almost there though. So here's where we're at. Again, this is it. We're here. It's right in front of you. I just showed you the tool. You can make it yours now. Just use the link, the code that I just pinned, and click the link in the description to access the machine. You get access for the next year. Now, I could, make this for myself and use it for myself, but I would rather use it for myself and for you. So I chose, a second option to partner with you guys, to work with others. And it requires us to run an actual company here. We have to, release a beta and everything else. And so that brings us to the idea of flipping the switch and waking up to deals. This, we can go together here. And if you want to go at it here, like you got just in a quick view, what we went over today. We went over the top stocks that we're watching in all of the different markets. We went over the exact analysis strategy that we use for each stock, the 7 steps from the that you actually like the company, that you verify the market growth, that it's a big enough market, that the financials make sense in that market, that there's actual cash coming in, and then the analysis of the financials, the news, the charts, then how to set your risk to reward, and how to execute on a plan, and what live positions we have. We went over then how we're adding prophecy and all the automations. So for example, we went over the flip a switch here and wake up to deals, which is refreshing your analysis daily, how prophecy analyzes and auto deep dives for you, the machine, how automatically it lets you access all the best AIs in the world. And then we also went over how to analyze deals, project prices without personally having to go run all the financials, the news, and the charts. And then we went over automation number 5, which is how to uncover more valuable companies with accurate analysis. So the future of stock analysis is finally here. And if, just to kind of, we went over all these things, went over how to use prophecy, how it's changing the game, and how you can use it. Is your time been worthwhile? Even if you guys are here and you didn't get to see, let's say, the very beginning, but you're here, even if you're looking at the machine and you're like, wow, even if I don't get the machine and use prophecy here, was your time worthwhile here to see all of the innovation in AI and how it's being used to analyze stocks? Was your time worth it? Just a quick 60 seconds to just go over the last 60 minutes. Has it been worth it for you to be here? And I want to hear from y'all and see your thoughts on what you believe about the last few minutes here. Love it. Love it. Has the time been worthwhile? I love it. Seeing it. Seeing the comments. See you guys here. Cool. All right, got a yes. Absolutely, I see. Dave says, or Jake says with a fire, and then the thumbs up. Okay, great. Now here's the deal. You you can go at this alone and try and build your own AI and use all the AIs or the best AIs at once and make sure that they actually have the best data and prompts to get you what you want. And it would be noble. In fact, I've talked to a lot of investors that are trying to develop and build their own tools like this. And hey, that's awesome. Like, give me a shout, send me a message because that's really cool. But we can go together here and use Prophecy. That's what I'm basically inviting you. Like, I want to, you can go with the first option, build it on your own, or second option, we can work together. And here's what you get kind of when you join the machine. So I want to invite you to become a beta tester of the machine. Now the machine is Prophecy. All right. The machine is what we call the underlying tech as we're still in beta. Pretty soon it will just be called completely Prophecy. And the question is, if you can become a beta tester today, will you use the system, provide us with feedback, good and bad, and help my team and me change the way that profitable stocks get found? If you answered yes, I want to, number one, invite you to become a beta tester. And number two, join my team and me for a training day and set up and launch your machine. And then 8446 says, I like this software. Can how much can this look at the future of other companies other than a fundamental range? Oh yeah, I mean, it's not just fundamental range as we went over. It's uh, how much is as much as they'll give us. Yeah, so if you wanted to go look at the SEC filings, you can. If you want to go look at the news or the financials and read through the reports, you can. But we've designed it to do that all for you. And it's repetitive to do it alone. It's repetitive to do it on your manual human skill. You can do it, but now you can mix the human skill with the technology, essentially. So as a beta tester, I want you to flip the switch, wake up to deals. And with our help, as we move the machine from beta to our full production for portfolios, work with us to provide feedback, insight, and results. So we'll run this similarly to how we ran the beta release of the Market Network. Now, the Market Network was something that we introduced in Prophecy in the past, and it looks something like this. It allows you to see the different markets, where they are, and you can click through and actually see the different companies and how they're connected. So for example, like, I don't know if you guys can really see on my screen. Is it working okay? It almost looks like maybe it's frozen. Let's see if it's working. Is it working? I think it's like frozen. There we go. It's loaded up. So you can see all the different companies and how they're connected. And so when we did this, you could see Big Bear AI on the left, for example, connected with Palantir. You can click on the company and then pull up that analysis that we were just running. Very cool. See how they're connected, how they work together. And so in doing that, we'll guide you through the setup. So how we did it last time is we have a weekly implementation training. And so we do that every Thursday. So if you want to tune into the weekly implementation, there's a setup day that we do. And as we make improvements, updates, and launch new integrations, we'll unlock everything for you for free. Because we got the Black Friday / Cyber Monday beta tester invitation, and it's your only opportunity to lock in the future updates. Now, we're also limiting the number of beta testers we allow in the group. And the bottom line is my team's going to treat you with white gloves. The beta test group is white gloves. We call every member. You get the weekly implementation trainings. And you're going to feel like a king or a queen because we're going to see to your success. The reality is the government is clear that I can't make promises of success or financial reward. And well, this is stock investing, which I've been around long enough to know nothing's guaranteed, and everything worthwhile takes some commitment and work. Now, here we are. Let's get into it. We put my 10 plus years worth of knowledge, experience, and skill into the tools that make up the machine. So if you want the future of stock analysis, my 10 plus years built into the software and your team, or our team, excuse me, but it'll be like your team, to guide and help you towards success. Watching this presentation today and joining me as a beta tester for the world debut of Prophecy could be the most important thing you do all year. So you're probably wondering what it takes to become a beta tester and work with my team. And you're probably expecting the investment to be pretty high and maybe outside your comfort zone. But the good news is, because I want beta testers who are committed to action, there's what I call a deposit for commitment deposit. So I know you're serious about what I'm going to ask you today is just a fraction of what you're probably expecting. So over the past couple of months, we've been releasing technology, and we've individually, if you invested in all the different technologies as it was released, you could have invested in your portfolio between $6,000 and $9,000. Now, the good news is, as we know that we ultimately planned to release the machine as a fully integrated analysis system, what we did was we released other technologies, and we always bundled them together with tools, bonuses, and other products to keep your investments low. That way, no one has ever had to pay the full $9,000 to unlock the individual automations. We're bundling together in the machine here for you today. So even if you've invested in one or another of the automations we released over this year, you'll see that the full integration of the machine makes becoming a beta tester today a complete no-brainer. So we've gone over it. I've never offered a fully integrated package for anywhere near what I've convinced my team to let me offer you here today. Now, as I mentioned, we got me, we got some other people that help with like the service and working with you to make sure you get the best results. We also got 2 developers. But we've actually come up with this for the last stint through the beta phase here before we close it and before we get open to the general public at a greater price. So we've been offered some crazy numbers to make this available for small investors. It's not the goal. The goal isn't to lock you out, price everything super high, and keep the machine technology for only myself, my successful buddies, or top stock investors in the markets. My goal is to change the way that investors find stocks and make returns by making it faster, easier, and better. And create the best and most simple system. So when people told me that I should charge between $3,000 and $5,000, as high as $1,000 a month to run the machine in just one market, I knew I was onto something, and I was going to be able to positively impact the success of both new and experienced stock investors alike. And that's why I decided to release this beta version of the machine today. When you unlock the machine, which is in Prophecy, as we've gone over, I'm going to waive the $5,000 setup fee. That's free. That's now $0. I'm going to slash the monthly fee to 0 and just roll everything into your new or existing Mercatus account. Just start a new or keep your existing Prophecy subscription today, and you'll unlock the machine for you instantly. So that brings me to your small beta tester commitment deposit and your investment today. You won't pay $9,000 like you could if you unlocked everything separately. You won't pay $6,000 or even $3,000. I've slashed the setup fee to 0 and waived the monthly fee with your StockMate account. Your commitment deposit today isn't $2,500. It's not even $2,000. You can become a beta tester of the Prophecy machine and let my team coach you through the entire setup and implementation. This is our Black Friday Cyber Monday sale. You can unlock the Mercatus, now Prophecy, machine today for just one payment of $14.97. So all you have to do to unlock it is go to the link in the description below. Let's take a look at what you get. So we do have limited number of spots in beta. And we have a bonus that we give to our fast action takers. Number one, you get Stockmate lifetime access. So you can join us tomorrow morning for our daily live trading session. We go live there Monday through Friday, right at market open. And you can join us for lifetime access. So I'm there. I've been there since we started it last year, Monday through Friday. I'm there. You see my entries, see my exits, and surround yourself with like-minded investors. In this bonus, you get it $649 value for free. If you want to do Stockmate Pro monthly, then it would be $249 a month, $2,997, and it's yours for free as a bonus. Bonus number two, you get the Prophecy account data upgrade. I keep saying Prophecy when we're seeing Mercatus because we just changed the name. The data upgrade to 25,000 stock analyzations and downloads per month. Real world value is $2,500. Now look, guys, I'm just going to show you because we have just under 100 users in the beta right now of this machine here. And let me just show you what it looks like. I'll give you a quick kind of rundown. Like we basically are running, you can get up to 25,000 stock analyzations downloads per month. And that's not you're not going to use 25,000. I would be amazed if you searched that many. But I will tell you, if you go to our usage, which I can like kind of click into here, and you look at our usage over the last 90 days, for example, you'll see that this is like real data. I'm literally looking at our data, our usage, and you can see that if I go over the last, this is weekly here. If I go monthly, let's see, weekly, here we are. Oh, data frame or data last 3 months. Look at the usage from our investors. This is the usage. Boom, boom, boom. We're actually getting 10,000 requests per day from our under 100 users just on Grok analysis alone. That's not including the unification of using Gemini and Grok or Claude, or any of the other models, OpenAI. It's not including the ChatGPT ones. Just on Grok alone, you can see over 10,000 per week we're getting from users. So the usage is real, and we only have under 100 users. So the reason I share with you is because you're getting access to the bonus of getting 25,000 for free right now. Bonus number 3, unlimited AI models. You get 1 year usage. This is an annual commitment. You can get the $200 off. All you have to do is use the code 200 off now. And you can get unlimited AI model usage. And then you lock in that price for the annual plan. And then, if anything changes, you can let me know in the next year. But basically you get that lower price for the next year. So when it renews, it's not going to renew way higher. And so the main link in the description, you get this as a bonus. Okay. So unlimited AI models, and bonus number 4, you get the virtual stock trading system recordings. So the virtual stock trading system recordings include 6 weeks of classes that we did on entries and exits, on the allocation of your capital into different markets, how we find emerging stocks. And there was a bunch of investors there. You get access as a bonus. You get those 6 weeks of recordings for free. And that was a $1,200 value. And then bonus number 5, you get the weekly implementation day. So this is team tickets, either you and your team members if you have them, but probably just one investor if it's just you, to attend the machine launch setup and implementation training day. So you can set up your machine if you don't get it all set up right instantly after getting in right now.
which you can. You'll get all the login and all that. You'll set your password. But when it comes to the weekly sessions, we also go over new features, different things you might not know that we've added. And then also, if you have any questions, weekly implementation, it's like over Zoom. It's a real world value of $1,997, and it's yours for free. Again, for what I've showed you, I mean, we went over it. This type of institutional grade analysis, others could charge for, $5,000 plus. Today, you get it for $1,497, and you can unlock it. Go to cash2assets.com/themachine. So cash2assets.com/themachine, or you can go to the link in the description to go ahead and unlock. And when you join today, you also get those bonuses. And the bonuses are alone worth over $10,494. Okay. Now, you're also, you might be thinking about risk, right? Risk of doing this. We had some people that have made our best return that we've documented was a $440,000 return in 10 days. Okay. We have some bonuses where we talk about how that happened. But we also, we have had people that have earned even just modest incomes from smaller accounts. And in doing so, we've set a guarantee. We have a 30-day no hassle money back guarantee. So the real risk here is doing nothing. But this is based on something. It's not fully just you can use the system as much as you want and then you get your money back. That's not what we do. In order to fend against that, and also we've had multiple users not get their money back guarantee. And the reason why, and they've actually been happy about it. They've been happy that they haven't got their 30-day money back guarantee. And the reason why is because all you have to do to get your money back within the 30-day window is prove that you didn't earn in your portfolio more than $500. That's all you have to do. And if you didn't earn more than $500, you can prove that in your portfolio, then you will get a money back guarantee. And so some people send me messages. They say, Will, I'm so happy. I don't get the guarantee anymore because I just made more than $500 using the machine. And I'm like, awesome. It's like, it's the coolest thing ever. It's like people literally are happy they're not getting a guarantee. So results or refund, basically, it's your choice. You get in. So the bonuses are in the offer that I presented is only available. It vanishes at Cyber Monday at midnight. The bus leaves then. So I'm going to leave you guys with a quote here. And if you got any questions, let me know down below. You can go to the link in the description to join. The success that you have with this, like any success, is this quote from Earl Nightingale. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So if you're making progress towards something, you are a success. It's not always the end result. Saying I'll start when I have the end result, it's like saying, give me fire and then I'll put some wood. Doesn't make sense. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. In other words, this is the wood to your fire. Let's make the progress. And the final CTA, again, call to action. The link is in the description. And the coupon is $200 off now for the Black Friday offer. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you all. I'm so excited to drop in with more usage on Prophecy. No matter what, you guys will see more usage on the YouTube channel as we are running with all these new models and adding them every day and seeing the projections as they come. And I look forward to seeing you in our training next week. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. And I'll see you.